be sure to bring out your tissues because it's dedication night. How's it going, guys? It's Eric Sharkey, aka the Dancing with the Stars superfan, back with another video. And this week on Dancing with the Stars, the remaining 10 couples did dances dedicating whether it's one of their friends or a family member. Also, if you guys like this video or if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and smash that like button and ring that bell to get notified for more Dancing with the Stars content from my channel. Last week, Hilaria and Gleb were eliminated. Hilaria, of course, caused a bit of controversy because of her previous ballroom dancing experience and her past accusations, but the bright side is they made it farther than expected. The stars not only got to choose either a family member or a friend that they are dedicating their dance to, they got to join their dance routine. I'm going to say some of the judges' comments and just give you guys my thoughts on the dance and about their person they are dedicating, just for this episode recap. Now, let's get right into the dances. First up is Andy and Emma dancing the salsa to Jump in the Line by Harry Belafonte. This dance is dedicated to his daughter Cornelia. Although it was a bit off in the timing, Carrie-Anne saw some improvement and Kim loved how he was able to connect with the audience. It was a really fun dance to kick off the night, and it was really cute that Cornelia was part of it. And she had been dancing for about a year now. It really shows us how his daughter means so much to him. And that's what dedication night is all about. For their salsa, they received all 6s from the judges, giving them a 24 out of 40. Next up is Robert and Whitney dancing contemporary to You'll Be in My Heart by Phil Collins. This dance is dedicated to his mother Terry. After their dance, they were able to catch a shot of Emma bursting into tears. This is one of the most emotional dances that I have ever seen. The way Robert was talking about when his dad passed away, he and Whitney started crying, and I even started crying on the inside. The dance was really beautiful, the lyrical movements were wonderful, and it had everyone so emotional, including the judges. I'm really happy that he dedicated this dance to his mom because Terry was not only there for Bindi and Robert when their dad passed away, she kept the Irwin legacy alive, and that's the most important thing. For their contemporary routine, they received an 8 from Carrie-Anne and 9s from Derek, Kim, and Bruno, giving them a 35 out of 40. Now that's what you call a major bounce back from last week. Next up is Elaine and Alan dancing the foxtrot to This Will Be an Everlasting Love by Natalie Cole. This dance is dedicated to her best friend, Lisa Ann Walter, who also at the time was her co-star from The Parent Trap. Alan did an amazing job with the dance, especially when he's dancing with two ladies. They didn't miss a single step, and they made it work. Although Derek and Kim pointed out some issues, this dance represents the true meaning of friendship, especially when it's your former co-star. For their foxtrot, they received 2 8s from Carrie-Anne and Bruno, and 2 7s from Derek and Kim, giving them a 30 out of 40. Next up is Whitney and Mark dancing contemporary to Heal by Jamal Roberts. This dance is dedicated to her husband Connor. This dance made it so special when she was dedicating this to her husband because he had always been there for her every step of the way. Now that's a real family man. I gotta say, Connor did an awesome job dancing in that routine. And although the judges noticed that they were out of sync, it was still a wonderful routine. For their contemporary, they receive a 9 from Carrie-Anne and 3 8s from Derek, Kim, and Bruno, giving them a 33 out of 40. Next up is Jen and Yan dancing the Viennese Waltz to Rescue by Lauren Daigle. This dance is dedicated to her mother, Maria. Even though she had to work a lot to pay off the bills as well as being a mother at the same time, Jen actually called her mother a warrior. This really inspired Jen to become the best mother she could be. And it was really special that she got to share this with her mother as a thank you to her for always being there for her. Even though she needs to flow her movements a bit more, it was still a wonderful routine. For their Viennese Waltz, they receive an 8 from Carrie-Anne and 7s from Derek, Kim, and Bruno, giving them a 29 out of 40. Next up is Dylan and Daniela dancing contemporary to Rewrite the Stars by his brother Zach and Zendaya. This dance is dedicated to his sister Olivia. The way Dylan and Olivia were dancing together was so heartwarming. With someone who never expected to have a younger sister, he wouldn't trade it for anything else because he calls Olivia his best friend. This was definitely, without a doubt, his best dance by far. It was so powerful, I loved the storytelling in it, and it was so brilliant. He told us last week that he had a surprise for all of us. This was definitely a really good surprise. For their contemporary routine, they received all 9s from the judges, giving them a 36 out of 40. Next up is Jordan and Ezra dancing the Viennese Waltz to Daughters by John Mayer. This dance is dedicated to her father Timothy. This dance reminded me of a daddy-daughter dance. With Jordan and her father dancing together halfway through the dance, it was a very special moment. I gotta say, Timothy looked like a professional dancer out there. If it wasn't for her father who got her into gymnastics, she wouldn't be the person she is today. For their Viennese Waltz, they received all 8s from the judges, giving them a 32 out of 40. In my opinion, this dance should have had all 9s. Next up is Scott and Riley dancing the foxtrot to his own song, Parallel. This dance is dedicated to his husband, Mark. This song that Scott wrote represents their love for each other. Although Carrie-Anne felt the dance was a bit disjointed, it was still an amazing dance. It was also revealed to us that Scott and Mark are expecting their first child soon, so congratulations. At first, Scott was more into the bad guys than the good guys, but as he and Mark got to know each other, he eventually came around. And the moral of this relationship is, who said good guys finish last? For their foxtrot, they received 2 7s from Carrie-Anne and Kim and 8s from Derek and Bruno, giving them a 30 out of 40. Next up is Danielle and Pasha dancing the jive to the Boy Meets World theme song by 20 Cent Crush featuring Phil Rosenthal. This dance is dedicated to her former Boy Meets World co-star, William Daniels. As you are watching this dance, you get a bit of nostalgia when you watched Boy Meets World back in those days. William Daniels always had a very special place in her heart because he always treated her with so much respect and dignity. This dance was so much fun, and it had a lot of jive content in it, and it was so nostalgic. For their jive, they received 3 7s from Carrie-Anne, Derek, and Kim, and an 8 from Bruno, giving them a 29 out of 40. And last up is Alex and Val dancing contemporary to Sparks by Coldplay. This dance is dedicated to her younger half-sister, Isabel. At first, Alex wasn't warmed up to the idea of having another child because of her parents' divorce, but when Isabel was born, it really changed her perspective. This dance not only represents love, this dance represents how your sibling was able to bring your spirits up even more. I loved how Isabel was holding a family portrait of their family while they were dancing at one point, and I would describe this dance as very breathtaking. And it was an amazing dance to end the night. For their contemporary routine, they received an 8 from Carrie-Anne and 3 9s from Derek, Kim, and Bruno, giving them a 35 out of 40. Now that we got to all the dances, let's take a look at the leaderboard. Since everyone did such a great job tonight, I'm just going to reveal to you guys the best of the night. So the best of the night were Alex Earl, Dylan Efron, and Robert Irwin. Since it was dedication night, surprise surprise, nobody got eliminated. So their scores as well as their votes from this week will carry on to next week. I guess since it was a special night, they didn't want anybody to be upset. If I had to pick between most memorable year night or dedication night, I most certainly would have to pick dedication night. Just in case if you guys want to ask me, how did Kim do as a guest judge? In my eyes, she did an amazing job. She was able to give some of the stars some great advice and some great feedback on how to move forward. Just for the record, she used to judge Dancing with the Stars, but in Australia. Be sure to tune into next week because it's gonna be Wicked Night. And their guest judge for next week will be John M. Chu, who is of course the director of the 2 Wicked films. So you don't want to miss that. Will we see a single elimination or will we see a double elimination? We'll find out next week. So that'll do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Eric Sharkey, aka the Dance with Stars Superfan. Catch you next time.